Welcome to chat. Remember, well, you're live. I've never done this before. You think it's working?
Yeah, you're live.
Yay! All right, here we go. It's live at iPad Rehab Microsoldering. Here you go. Here's Mark.
Hello.
Hey. All right. Let's try this. All right. It's the last day of practical board repair school, and we're going to do something different. We're going to go interview and see the cool stuff. Everybody just fixed something I think is really cool, so I thought it'd be fun to do a video. And we've never done a phone live where I can walk around, so you can see what it's like our lovely paint by number of the Victorian women microsoldering. This is actually a schematic of a dildo. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that until the last class when somebody wanted to buy this, and then Jeff, my husband, made it, and he was like, "Oh, that one with the ladies fixing the dildo." It's like, "That's a dildo." He's like, "Yeah, I googled dildo schematic." And I thought, that would be hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he just googled schematic. Here's my play button.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look at that.
They don't give you one for 10,000.
Well, they should. All right, let's come on back, and definitely don't look over there, or you'll get in trouble. You'll get cut. All right, here we are. Let's see what everybody's working on. All right, you're up first. Is this working?
Yes, it's working. I changed like the Type-C.
So this came in with what? This came to you as a customer.
Yes,
What
it
did
was
they say?
broken. It's not charging at all. And I fixed two of them.
Two of them. All right. Had you tried to do that before?
I failed when I tried, but yes.
What was the secret?
Jessica,
All right, this is Yasser, and he fixes a lot of PlayStations and game consoles and stuff, right?
Actually, I fixed like one PS5 charging port and
Here, right?
yes, and two Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
charging port.
which most people don't come in with, right? So that's why I thought this was cool. So well done, good job. Two Nintendo Switches, one PS5 on the fix list. All right, so let's head on down. Here is Muhammad. I'll tell you what you're not allowed to do with Muhammad. You're not allowed to make any kind of Borat jokes, even though he gave me this from a place. Yeah, no Borat jokes. All right, so Muhammad, you did a really good one. So your daughter's phone. Tell us about your daughter's phone.
So my daughter's phone, so when I put the charger, I just see the logo, Apple logo. And
Apple
that's it.
logo, boo
The
boo.
booklet, yeah. So I think so it's kind of TriStar for me. I don't know because I'm not.
TriStar, gotta be TriStar.
Yes, it's TriStar, but it's not TriStar. It's NAND.
Yeah.
So I changed it. I took it from the board and write on machine. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The JC programmer.
JC program. And I took from the donor, new one. It's working. So I write again and put it back from the my daughter's phone, and now it's working.
Yeah, that was good.
So, but it's 16 GB. So Mark, give me 128.
128.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I start to.
You're gonna repeat. the
Repeat,
job.
yes.
All right, very good.
128.
This one was cool though, because a lot of times we see the brain dead phones and
Yeah.
we're like, it's corruption of the NAND, probably corruption of the NAND, but we never get around to actually proving that. So I thought this was cool that Muhammad, here on the last day, actually was like, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So he took the NAND off, even though we tried to update it and failed with error 4013, and it said in the log, we learned how to read the log, and it said, likely corruption of the system restore bundles. So change the NAND, and it worked. So it proved that error 4013 in this case was due to corrupt NAND. All right, let's head on down the road. Here we are. Here's Lewis. This is Lewis. This is Lewis from New York. He's not the only Lewis from New York, but this is Lewis from New York. So tell us what you've been working on.
I was working on an iPhone 10 that was water damage, and the only problem that I had was the it got a ripped battery connector, and I basically replaced the connector and it worked.
Yes.
That's it, basically.
It's been taking a long time, yes, but you figured it out. Yes.
Yeah.
So you harvested a battery connector, right? Do you
Yeah.
want to tell everyone the secret to harvesting a connector without damaging? What is the
Yeah.
secret?
Basically, be sure to take off the hot air right when the connector is loose.
Yes.
Because if you do, you burn the connector.
Yes,
You melt
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
No, you have to come to class to learn the secret.
That's right. No more secrets. That's it. That's it. You gotta come to class. All right. So this was for data recovery, though, right?
Yes.
Yes. And it had a prior repair attempt, right?
Had a prior repair attempt. All the screws were off. Everything was.
Yeah.
How's
It came here looking in bad shape because it
Yeah.
had no screws at all, except for one, which was a screw from a different phone that didn't even go in there. But it's good news for them, right? Data recovery.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as they give you the passcode.
Yeah, they give a wrong password.
Yeah.
To me.
So if they give the wrong passcode, then we're going to teach you step 2. You got to learn how to break some legs. You don't have the right passcode. All right, what's going on over here? You're in progress here.
I actually
How-
just finished.
You did?
Yes, I finished
Okay.
up the audio IC on a 7 Plus common NAND problem.
Yep.
So-
And what are the things that you've learned here on this job? Had you tried this before back at home?
No.
No?
I didn't mess with any of the chips back home. Majority what I did was HDMI ports and some charging ports that came in. So on like older phones.
Ohio is a hotbed of people damaging their ports. Yeah, because you guys are
Yeah.
both from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've never really messed around with chips. My boss was here last
Okay,
year,
yeah.
so he showed me kind of how he did it.
Mhm.
But here I'm like, well, I'm going to the class. I'm not gonna go and try to mess thing up or come in.
Mhm.
Not. I want to know a little bit, but not too much. So,
Mhm.
but this job is definitely a lot different than doing a HDMI port where you can
Yeah.
be a little bit more.
Yeah. I can
rough
tell.
with it.
Lauren's got it down. She's quick and fast, and you can tell she's got some experience, and she knows how to. Like every time I tell her to do something, I'll come back and it's like, "Did you do it? Oh yeah, I did that like 3 steps ago. Now I've moved on." All right. Okay. Can't wait to see if it worked.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to test, or are you ready
Yeah.
to put chip on?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in its housing and test it.
See what I mean? See? She's like, all right, put the chip on. All right. Okay, very good. All right. Okay. So we got. So you're here. You're a long hauler. Yeah. So this is your second time here,
Yep.
and you're gonna be here next week as well.
Yep, for the Magma Prepare course.
Yeah.
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 Look forward for it. So.
Yeah. So he's coming for practical board repair school. So you're like. Did you remember the case of the sex toy mini from last time?
Yep. I remember it because we did like in the weekend we did like the triple
Oh
Frankenstein
yeah, I remember
thing.
that.
So that's it was like the sex toy mini, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
triple. So,
So you just had a really interesting case that I thought I'd never seen before, and I thought it was cool.
Yep.
So tell us about that case.
it was an iPhone 6, which was brain dead. So we got a steady voltage meter. And it turned out to be a short on the clock line. So
How
first,
did you figure that out?
while measuring the diodes and the voltages over the lines, then I saw that there was a short somewhere on the clock line because the data line, which should be the same, was producing the correct voltages, but the clock line didn't. So there should be a short
The
somewhere.
I2C line, right?
Yeah, I2C line. So then, I looked at the schematics and see what was on the line, all the chips, etc. So we know it was a short, so there needed to be some kind of gap, something. But there were only a filter on it, which couldn't create a short. So then we went to the chips, and I thought, no, maybe the TriStar, because that's like
Right.
a well-known issue, that
Yep.
maybe that could cause a short. Didn't do it, so
So you removed the TriStar
removed the TriStar.
to potentially solve an I2C clock line short because you knew the phone was brain dead.
Yep.
And you measured I2C and it was low,
Yep.
and you diode mode and knew it was short, and
Yep.
you knew it was either Chestnut, PMIC, CPU, backlight driver, or TriStar.
exactly.
And of those,
Yeah.
you chose, well, let's rule out TriStar.
Yep. Because
And-
light's the most common. So.
Yeah, exactly, because there's a mechanism for it
Yeah.
to fail, right? So you
Yeah.
took off TriStar, and then what?
Well, short was still there. So
Sure, it was still there.
Yeah.
Sad trombone.
It was a bummer. So then, then we tried. Then I
In
tried it.
hindsight, you know that we let you do that, knowing that was not going to solve.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's good for teaching because you
Yeah.
know it, and it's because you see like 100 boards, you see the failures.
Yeah.
Then, well, you give me a hint to look at the board because I initially wanted to take off another chip, and you said,
Yeah.
well, look at the board first. So.
Yeah, you've got a whole little all roads lead to Chestnut thing going on.
Well, took off Chestnut to rule it out.
Yeah.
Then I saw that there was like a diode which was really crappy,
Burned looking
burned
diode.
looking diode.
Mhm.
So that was connected to the backlight driver.
Mhm.
So we decided to get rid of the backlight driver to see if that's solved the short.
Yep.
And it did, so then yeah, we put back the TriStar back on, and well, it booted, so did it that backlight, but for yeah, it doesn't matter. But it booted, we were able to recover the data, so that was quite a nice
And what
case.
complicated this one? So it had physical damage that was a big red herring. What else was going on? LSD?
Yeah, it had like long screw damage.
Yes.
So yeah, we looked at the long screw damage, we looked at what lines were under it, but we ruled them out by measuring, okay, is there
So
somewhere short?
completely unrelated to
Yeah.
your I2C
Yeah.
clock line problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
luckily, so that's nice.
Yes. Yeah. That was a good case, yeah. So this was a classic iPhone 6 backlight where one of the caps decided to be a little wire, burned up the coil, burned up the diode, and in the process shorted the I2C clock line to ground within the backlight driver chip. So that was a cool find. All right, data recovered, success. All right, let's head on over here. Anslin, you look like a guy that wants to be on a video. Tell the world. You're just ready to yell out. You're just a big personality ready to talk. All right, what's going on?
So this is actually my old iPhone 6 Plus.
That's your phone?
Yeah, it's actually my phone.
So you had touch disease?
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like. Did you know about it? Like,
I did, and what I actually did, I did one of those. What do you call them?
oh wait, you put like chewing gum under it to try to.
Duct tape. Yeah. I actually-
Classic.
I didn't know that.
Classic fix.
Yeah.
And then like it worked for a while, and then after that.
Duct tape fixes both Touch IC and blown radiator hose, and both last about the same length of time.
So after that, I was like, okay, I have to learn how to do this. And that's when I learned, took the class.
That was
So-
years ago, right?
It was years ago, yeah, because I upgraded it. And I was like, I don't want to get rid of the phone. The phone,
Yeah.
besides that, the phone works.
Yeah.
And so, since I was able to do the Touch IC on this one, I was like, okay. Mark was like, okay, don't you have one? I said, okay, let me fix mine. And so I took the chip off, reballed it, cleaned it and everything, and just put in the wire, curated it, and now I put the chip is on now. I just need to put it on there.
Heat it up. You want Mark to stand to watch over you, make sure.
Yeah.
His blessing, right? One of my favorite things that Mark said was like earlier today when he just came over here when you're a little nervous about stuff and he was like, hey man, people from Florida are naturally good at board repair.
That's right.
Yeah, you're doing good. So you've completed your student touch IC and it worked, right? That's great, man. You got this.
So, yeah, it worked. So.
All right, very good. All right, we've got, that's everybody that is here for this week, and I just thought it would be fun to check in. You can show up here on Monday for MacBook repair course with Tim Herman. This is probably your only chance for like a year, because Tim lives in California, so it's not too late. You got like 2 days to sign up, and if not, we'll see you sometime in October course, November course, or check us out on the forums. Super fun time. And now we're going to go back make sure this touch job works, make sure that audio IC job works, and then everybody will get their certificate. This week, we didn't have to shred anybody's certificate, so working out good. All right, that's all. See you next time.